This podcast is published solely based off the interests of Jacko Law Group, PC, and in no way be construed as legal advice. The opinions shared reflect those of the authors and not necessarily the views of Jacko Law Group, PC. For more specific information or recent industry developments or situations, you should seek legal opinion or counsel. You are hereby notified that any review, dissemination, or copying of this message and its attachments, if any, is strictly prohibited. These materials may be considered attorney advertising in some jurisdictions.
Welcome to Jacko Law Group's Securities Law Regulatory Compliance Podcast. I'm Michelle Jacko, Managing Partner and CEO at Jacko Law Group PC. We created this podcast to break down complex securities law regulatory compliance matters and corporate law topics for business owners and professionals like you. Today, we'll be discussing ways you can prepare your team for an upcoming SEC visit, including a thorough document review, designating an SEC Liaison, and establishing an interview policy. Let's dive in. It's common for firms and advisors to panic a bit if they haven't taken steps to prepare for an SEC exam. Over the years, we've gotten countless anxious calls from firms when the SEC is just days away from commencing their examination or on their way to their front door. Prior to the staff's arrival, it is important to focus on identifying any compliance program gaps or concerns and how they are being addressed by the enterprise. To do this, start by addressing how you will mitigate risks and prepare your management team for executing this step. For example, if you know that certain books and records are not up to date, document how you'll be addressing that in the short term and set forth an action plan for ensuring this happens. That way, you'll be prepared of how to address this area in case the staff asks. During this assessment, you'll want to compare and ensure that your firm's operations align with your compliance manual, since failure to comply with internal policies and procedures can be flagged as a deficiency. Meetings with your team are essential to discuss whether documentation is in order before designating the firm's most qualified team member to act as a liaison and assist the regulators. The liaison, who is typically the CCO, should have the most knowledge about the firm's compliance program and operations and would be responsible to keep the process running smoothly. Having someone who is in a position of power and authority to readily answer questions posed by the SEC also will save time and leave a better impression. Another critical step is to inform your team what the policy is for speaking to SEC staff if they are present in your office. Many firms require that the Chief Compliance Officer escort the staff as needed throughout the office and must be present for any staff interview. Having an expert in the room who understands the nuances of regulatory compliance will also keep things on track so team members aren't confused by regulatory inquiries or questions. If you're still not confident in your preparation and need an extra layer of security, a mock exam is a helpful way to reduce uncertainty for you and your team. These are great for reviewing important information and creating an expectation of honesty and forthcomingness across your team. Finally, if you're worried that an exam or inquiry is a precursor to legal action, it is critical to consult outside counsel who can address that sense of urgency. Jacko Law Group's attorneys have years of experience in interacting with regulators and can provide guidance on steps to take to mitigate regulatory and business risks. To find out more and to speak with one of our team members, we invite you to contact us at 619-298-2880 or visit us online at jackolg.com. Thanks for listening. We hope you have a great day.